I'm sure you've made some mistakes. And the cool thing about storage, right? Like how we structure it can really, like when we do make a mistake, they really don't affect us, right? So, but I am curious as to throughout your journey, are there some mistakes that maybe you made that you could help other people bypass?
One I've written about on the forum is that when I bought my first facility, I was under contract on that facility in Hinesville,
Mhm.
and it was a older facility. It wasn't on the main road. You had to drive down this other road, and then the driveway was gravel. The facility was gravel. It was old. And then when I went to look at all the other comps in the city about, checking on rents and everything, they were all so nice and they were beautiful and they had all this pavement and I was like, well, surely they're going to rent theirs for more than I'll rent. And so in my analysis, if they were renting a unit for $100, I might only say, well, I'll only get 90 for mine because it doesn't look as good. And by the time I sold it, I was getting more than they were getting. People don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to know that they can get the 10 by 10 or the 10 by 15 and put their shit in there and let it go. So I think devaluing what you can get in rent is, I mean, that's just a war on marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lucky that I got that facility for a price that worked based on my low evaluation, because I might would have missed it. You know what I mean? Basing my rents considerably lower than the comps when I wound up getting the same or more
Mm-hmm.
than all of them. So that's probably the biggest thing that happened to me in evaluation. Um, I'll say this about running a facility. There's almost no mistake that really matters in running a facility. Almost every mistake can be fixed with a month's rent. Early on in Hinesville, when we were getting ESS set up, you know how your computer will save a credit card thing? Well, I thought that it was saved in the ESS. So I thought that, customer, Chris Michaels, when I hit that and the credit card thing popped up, I thought it was your card, but it wasn't. It was my computer remembering that card. So anyway, we hit like 6 clients on with one guy's credit card that we had typed in there the first time. We charged him like $500 that he didn't need to pay.
So you charge multiple other tenants.
Multiple tenants on the same card. Boom, 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 boom. And he called up hot as hot gets. I mean, and that's a major faux pas, right? In the very beginning of my career. And so I actually called him and I apologized and I told him we'd fixed it and, gave him my cell phone. If you don't see these back on your card, call me directly and all that. And then I just said, man, I'm really sorry. How about I give you a free month's rent? And he was like, oh, you would do that? And I was like, oh yeah, I feel terrible. $70.
Yeah.
Almost everything can be fixed with 1 month's rent. No matter how bad you treat somebody or they think they're wronged or whatever, it's pretty easy to calm down a tenant by giving them half a month's rent, a month's rent, or whatever it is. So that all those worries about day-to-day operations, I think, are not unfounded, but they're not that big of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to mess up on auctioning somebody that doesn't need to be auctioned. But other than that, there's not that much to worry about. There's not that much. It's that big a deal. It's a bunch of stuff in a garage. I think people fret too much when it's really not going to be that bad.